You know, I was watching, um, just checking the make sure it's recording. But I was watching Saber Sparks' recent video where he talked about the pilot for Luckadaisy, which is an animation based on the webcomic of the same name, which came out in the mid 2000s. And he gave it a raving review, and he basically talked about the fact that it, along with other shows like Hell of a Boss and others like Long Gulch and all that have been really finding a home here on YouTube. But and mainly because of the fact that you know no other streaming service would probably touch it just yet if they would. And you know I when I hear what Saber Spark had to say, it's not a surprise that a lot of people are finding a home here on places like YouTube, Rumble, BitChute, you know, what is it, Bobby Pills? I think that's what the name of one site is. You know, um, Daily Motion, you name it, VEMO. It's not a surprise that they're finding homes in all these, free, mostly free to use streaming platforms, video platforms, if you will. It's not a surprise that they're doing that. And I think the reason they are, pretty much finding a home, just checking something there, on these platforms that are, mostly for free, is because they know not only will it reach a bigger market when it comes to an audience, but it will eventually get the attention of bigger streaming platforms. Has Been Hotel is a good example. They're getting ready to be put onto a streaming service thanks to A24. Um, so so it's not out of the realm of being a possibility that a lot of potential future animation projects, whether the series or even movies, will use platforms like YouTube, Vimeo, Bobby Pills, Daily Motion, BitChute, Rumble, and so on to launch their project for everybody to see. I mean, I've talked about the fact that Team Season for years and years has been working on bringing, the Lost Season 3 to life by basically taking these stories that they put into the web comic that are pretty much adaptations and that are based on ideas that Ben Hurst originally had, the late Ben Hurst originally had for season 3 before the show got canceled by ABC. Um, they're using inspiration from those ideas to basically take it to the next level and make this a reality. Finally, bring that animated lost third season to life. So yeah, there is no doubt in my opinion, that I back what Saber Spark says here. That these websites, these outlets, for uploading video content is probably the place to is probably the destinations to go to and be part of because of the fact that you know you may not have any other option outside of the established streaming services. But by going with these options that are mostly free, it gets the attention of said services to say, hey, that's getting over such and such million views, billions of views, and all that. Maybe there's something to it. Let's take a chance. And that, and again, Has Been Hotel is a good example of that. It really is. Um, but the question obviously is, what other ideas out there could potentially make a leap? Thanks to outlets like YouTube, Bobby Pills, and Daily Motion, and Vimeo, and BitChute, and Rumble. Well, I look at the fact that I've brought it up before. If Mr. Internet Man wanted to, if he wanted to, he could basically get a team together and bring an adult animated version of his Mystic Makeover series to Animation Life. He could do that, and he could use, even if it's too adult like, he could use a site like Bobby Pills. He could use a site like Daily Motion, maybe Vimo perhaps, to showcase what the series is about. Finally be able to bring all these little stories, web comics, if you will, short stories, whatever, to animation life, so that you know you could, so that people could see what he's all about and what people like about him. The same thing with people like Triple TRO, Nick Stack, Joven 16, you name it. Even Eric W. Schwartz, if he wanted to finally bring Sabrina to animated life, he could do it. Outside of what he's already done in the past with those shorts, like Remote Possibilities and stuff like that, which are funny. Check those out. If he really wanted to try to get a Sabrina animated series, you know, off the ground, years, decades after he started Sabrina, outlets like YouTube, Bobby Pills, Dailymotion, VENMO, BitChute, Rumble, all of them are perfect outlets to make that happen. You know, the the same with like if you wanted to do an adult thing for Fur After Dark, and focus on Zigzag, yeah, YouTube won't touch it, but you look at Bobby Pills, you look at like I said, you look at Bobby Pills, you look at Daily Motion, you look at BitChute, Rumble, they'd be the kinds that would say, hey, we'll take it, we'll take a shot at it, and before you know it, might get the attention of some platform that would say, hey, this, like I said, like I mentioned earlier, hey, this got billions and billions of views, let's take a chance on it. So there is no doubt that these uploading video sites, are basically, a justified means to an end when it comes to trying to get your ideas noticed by the public. They are basically a justified means to an end, because if you get to that certain criteria from a viewer standpoint, that's going to get their attention eventually. It is. It really is, and all that. So, yeah, I agree that the future is definitely now. The future is definitely now for animation, and that, websites like YouTube and the ones that I mentioned are basically the catalyst to help, really launch that renaissance, if you will, that renaissance of, creativity from an animation standpoint, to the next level, and give it a platform to get noticed by and acknowledged by and enjoyed by. That's just my opinion. Just my opinion on that. But yeah, I agree with Saberspark. You look at some of these other animated pilots that have come out on YouTube. They've gotten attention. They may have not been picked up just yet, but they're still getting attention. And you can't tell me that there aren't services out there that are like, we should take a chance on this. We should take an opportunity on this, because there is. There is no doubt. No doubt in my mind. That they're considering it. No doubt in my mind. But really, that's as much as I can really say about it, if you will. That's as much as I can really say on the matter. But I do believe, uploading sites like YouTube and all of them are definitely the way to go. They are. And if you can't be picked up, you know what? Do what Hell of a Boss does. Just just hope for major crowdfunding from the fans, and eventually you'll have episodes coming out. Maybe not on a consistent basis, but every now and then, give yourself time, and before you know it, you'll be able to maybe pump them out a lot faster and quicker with the finances that the fans throw your way. Because that's what Hell of a Boss is doing right now. It takes time for a new episode to come out, but the moment it comes out, it's worth the wait, because as a fan, as a contributor, as a supporter, you help make it happen. You help make it happen. And if that's, like I said, if that's the direction they got to go for, all these other projects and future projects in the future, even the ones I've suggested that they could try to do, then so be it. So be it. Like I said, Mr. Internet Man could take his idea with Mystic Makeover, and man, the possibilities are endless. Trouble TRO, he's got a lot of stories he does, like Agent Pink and all that. Oh man, imagine that in animation form. Same with Joven 16, same with Nextat Nerd stories like Unconventional 2, Nano Shift. Imagine how great those would look like, in animation form. And they're trying themselves to even test out animations to see how they work with the style of creativity. But yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that these sites here, like what you're watching the video on, are definitely the catalyst to make this happen. And if they are basically going to be the permanent home, like with Hell of a Boss for the time being, then hey, more power to them and more power to the people that support the creativity of others to make these realities. But let me know what your thoughts are, guys. Comment below, live chat during the premiere. And until next time, I'll talk to y'all later.